on the one hand today, we've got a controversy about a bonfire again. And without a doubt, bonfires are cultural expressions. They are cultural expressions not just here in Northern Ireland, across the UK, across Northern Europe, across the world. Bonfires are cultural expressions. That's not in dispute. But I think, we also have to recognise that public safety is important. You're not going to light a bonfire that's lopsided and thousands of people could be injured. You'd stop that bonfire from being lit. And I think we all would say if there's a public safety issue, we need to act on that, even if it's a low and minimal risk, maybe a 5% risk of a public safety issue. So how can you tweet what you're tweeting today in respect of Belfast City Council when there is a public safety issue? Should we not be just saying, lads, we need to find another site for this bonfire? The public safety risk is too great.
Well, this is why this argument has no logic. Everything you do in life carries with it a risk. There's no risk-free bonfires anywhere at all. People who go to the Northwest and do motorcycle racing, it's not without risk. So every public event has a element of risk. So it's a matter of degree. So the question here is, and the SDLP seem to now in the last 2 days move to the position of if there's any risk, which seems to, with respect, be the position you've almost articulated. If there's any public safety risk, then there should be no bonfire. Well, there'll never be any bonfire then, because there's no risk-free bonfires. It's impossible to achieve. It's impossible to have the Northwest, the motorcycling without risk.
But surely, Jamie, non-political people like health people and electricity people are saying there's substantial risk here.
Well, no, they didn't.
And they can't be part of the overall nationalist conspiracy to destroy royalist culture.
But they didn't say that.
I mean, NIE issued a warning. NIE did.
What they said is that they had put in place mitigations to reduce the risk. So the risk has been reduced down to what those agencies felt was a manageable level. And what we've then had is political agitation to come in over the top of that to create a situation where, look, does anybody actually think that bonfire is not going to be lit? One way or another, that bonfire is going to be lit. So what is all of this achieving? They're going to essentially bring in contractors, controversy to an interface area. We all know how that's inevitably going to end. The bonfire is going to be lit. And what has been achieved? Absolutely nothing.
Wouldn't you be better providing leadership and going down to that site and say, lads, let's move this. Let's move this. Let's get a safe place to light this.
No, because every year there's something else. So if you moved it, there'll be some. This is not about, for nationalist politicians who are whipping this up, this is not about public safety. This is about eradicating bonfires. That's what they ultimately want. No. Because they didn't vote today. They didn't vote today to go in and remove the asbestos. Why not just go in and remove the asbestos? Why not go in and reduce the bonfire if there's an issue? They went in to take it down, take it away,
indeed?
Remove it. Why don't you remove the asbestos?